Hello, my name is Amara Wynn, and this is the author series, Between the Margins. And no judgment on how I look first thing this morning, because the interview that I did was actually last night in the middle of the night, because I am one of those people who will take one for the team and do them at any time. Having said that, my lighting was terrible, so I was unable to do an intro. So I'm doing it this morning, so no judgment. So what is this? This is a YouTube channel, obviously, where I sit down with indie authors and talk to them about their books, their characters, their processes, the good parts, the bad parts. I oftentimes will come up with questions on the spot. A lot of the authors have no idea what I'm going to ask. I love it that way. It makes things so much more fun. But at the end of the day, this is a spot where indie authors can come and talk about what it's like to be an indie author because I myself am an indie author. I published my first book because you know it's time for that. More than I expected on December 8th of 2025. And it is a book about a young woman named Sydney Benton. Actually, she's not young. Like we're not doing like the 22-year-old main character. I believe she's in her 30s. Well, no, I don't believe she is in her 30s. Sydney Benton, who is going through all the things that life actually deals us in the real world. She's dealing with past traumas. She's dealing with grief, loss, anxiety, stress. And along the way, she manages to meet Elias. And Elias is a great guy who also has problems of his own. And then her best friend, Sloane, who also has problems. So it's about real people dealing with real issues. It is a romantic comedy because there is some romance and there is some comedy, but it really is, in my mind, so much more than that. So I would love it if you would check it out. It is available to order from all major book outlets pretty much, but it's also on Amazon Kindle, and it's $2.99 on Amazon. Okay, enough about me. I do have to do this one part though. This is a very small YouTube channel. I would like it to be a bigger YouTube channel. I am way too old to be asking people to subscribe and like a channel or a video. Yet here we are, me in my 40s, and not my early 40s, not even my mid 40s, asking you, would you please consider subscribing to this channel because I'm really enjoying interviewing these indie authors. I'm having so much fun. And if you're an author who would like to be interviewed, then by all means, hit me up. I have an Instagram. I also have a website. You can hit me up. But I have to do the whole like and subscribe thing. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I'm sorry, but please consider it. Okay, enough about me, enough about this channel. Today I am interviewing a very funny, had a great time interviewing her, indie author. Her name is HL Wiley, and she's going to talk about her first two books and her entire series, the Drakenfell Chronicles. And I had so much fun with this. So enough about all of this. Let's go ahead and just get straight to that interview. I love doing the editing of me dancing around beforehand. Okay,
It's all good.
I look so white. Okay.
Stop.
Hello. My name is Amara Wynn, and this is the author series Between the Margins. And today I am here with HL Wiley, as you can see so plainly down here that she has by her name. I almost called her something completely different, but look how pretty she is. H.L. Riley writes character-driven fantasy grounded in quiet power, moral choice, and slow burn connection. Her stories explore what it means to be seen clearly in worlds shaped by fear, tradition, and unexamined laws, and what it costs to stand at the threshold of change. She is a Pacific Northwest native, which is why it's so late here. Uh, she draws inspiration from mist-laden forests, ancient stone, and landscapes that feel older than memory, which this is the most beautiful bio I think I have ever read.
Thank you.
I'm not kidding. Places where dragons might plausibly still endure. She's the author of Beyond Sight And At the Threshold, I believe is the second one that I have not
Mhm.
read, of the Drakenfell Chronicles. That one just came out, but I have read Beyond Sight. Good evening.
I have a candlestick. This is going to be the most unhinged. Good evening.
And I have the random ramekin, just in case anybody is wondering. Okay, so HL, I really did like your book. I liked it. I got it on Kindle.
Thank you.
Can you tell us about your series?
Yes. So, excuse me. The series is, gosh, living in my head, and I want to get it out. I need to get it out. It's every day I pine at work, watching the clock so I can get home and I can get this series out of my head because I really want to share it. I My plan is hopefully between 5 and 7 books. I want to. I would love to tell it in 5 books, but I think it's going to stretch out to 7 because of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying not. I Yeah, try not to do spoilers.
Okay, can you just give us like a general, vague description? Because I'm probably going to end up asking spoilery questions.
Okay.
So just before
Yeah.
people are like, what is she talking about? Let's just say what it is.
So we have a girl, Seraphine, and she comes from a family that, like, her parents are diplomats. They rub elbows with the king and people of the court, essentially. Her brother, Alistair, is 16, and he is just like Mr. Everything, Mr. Perfect. And he's
Just like
already,
me.
yeah, he is. He's already been at the academy for a couple of years. He's 16. They start at 13. And usually, like, their power manifests kind of like around 12, 13 years old. And hers just, it's not coming. And her family knows, but they're really, trying to keep it a secret because they come from this long line of people. Like, even one of her relatives started, it's kind of like towards the end of the book, so I won't spoil it too much, but they end up reenacting um, this vigil of the threshold, which is a secret society. And so that secret society was founded by 3 dragon riders, and one of them was her, like, far back relative. So she's living, like, with this, this on her shoulders of she has to perform, she's got to be good. Like, her brother, bonded to his first dragon in his first year, which is just absolutely unheard of. They don't usually do that until their second year, sometimes even some writers' third year. But their power always manifests, so they're able to that first year kind of work with that, and they help the second years with the dragons that are already bonded. So she gets pretty much sent to the dragon nursery, which she kind of stumbles into meeting Lachlan, who is a scholarship student who incidentally has a secret too. And his secret is,
Don't tell us the
yep,
secret.
I'm not going to tell the secret, but his secret is, should I say,
Yes,
where
go
should,
ahead. You're good.
okay. The secret that he's holding, if anybody knows, it's punishable by death. So,
Right.
yeah, it gets exciting.
It
And
it is it's kind of, is it a young adult book?
yeah, it's like young adult, kind of getting into upper young adult. I think maybe by like the last book, it's going to be like each book progressively gets a little darker and a little
'Cause you want
darker.
to age with them as they get
Yeah,
older.
so
I love
exactly. That
that.
was kind of my plan, was like, okay, I want this to really age with people, but at the same time I was writing it, I was like, I want this to be like for 13-year-olds, but I also want 99 plus year olds to enjoy this book. Like, I really want it to be something that people can grow with and then look back on and be like, this was like my series. This was a series that got me into reading, or this was, something I shared with my grandkids, so. That was my
That's so
plan.
nice. I really like the idea of writing a series that will age with you. But as even though
Mhm.
it is a young adult book, I don't feel like it dumbs down. I guess that's I don't want to.
Mm-mm.
It's very age
Yeah.
appropriate for like 13 to 100.
Yeah. Yeah.
I yeah. So now Drakenfell Academy,
Hmm.
that feel okay. So this academy feels so much more alive than just going the basic building. It's like it's its own character.
It is. Yeah.
Yes. So what
Exactly.
made you want the castle and the magic to feel nurturing as well as powerful?
I
Or
I
did I
didn't.
get that completely wrong when I read
No,
it?
no, you're right. I didn't want, like, I have these two students, and Seraphine's got her brother Alistair, but he's like here and she's here, and they have this great relationship and this great banter and this great like sibling rivalry thing going on, and at the same time they're both very loving of each other, which was really important to me to write in. But essentially I was like, these are two characters that are by themselves. Yes, they have a history in this castle, even though Lachlan is a scholarship student, so he's really fighting to stay there. I really felt like, I need to make like not really a mom or a father figure or anything like that, like maybe like a grandparent, but I need to put something, excuse me, I'm getting laryngitis. I need to put something in place for these characters that is going to be like a buffer when things get bad.
And it worked, but I also noticed that her journey it's very much about the idea about belonging
Mm-hmm.
and being very underestimated.
Yeah.
So you kind of wrote this quiet strength
Mm-hmm.
when it about her, and it seems like that arc seems like it came pretty easy to you when you were right. At least it
Mm-hmm.
was easy to read. Was this something
Um,
that you chose to do, or did you discover this about her as you were going along?
um, I always wanted her to be strong. Just thinking about her and thinking about her as a character, I'm just like, and she's like literally the core of the story, pretty much.
Right.
Like, her gift is amazing, and can't give any giveaways because man, as the books go on, like it's hard. It's so hard to talk about it because I know where it's going to be here in book 7 at the ending. So
Yes,
it's
I
like
get it.
this character development is so hard, and then I've got I was like, I need to put somebody who's going to be bad, but also has a redemption story as well. So, yeah, so all of this is going on in my head. But with Seraphine, yeah, I wanted her to have this quiet strength. I wanted her to be independent. And the same with Lachlan. Excuse me. I wanted him to be able to be a young man who is not like pulled by societal norms, and that was really important for me. I wanted these characters, I wanted kids to read these characters excuse me, and not think like, oh, that's how I've got to be, I've got to do this and I've got to do that. So I really wanted her to have this quiet, like, I trust myself, I'm getting there, I'm learning, but all these things around me are helping me to get there. I don't know, does that make sense?
It does. Because
It's
I've
hard.
found, and I think everybody that I've spoken to says a lot of times the characters will just do what they want to do,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what
Yeah.
you plot for
Yeah.
them. And it felt so natural when, as she
Mm-hmm.
was going through that small arc of the
Yeah.
quiet strength that I was like, this character just,
I
she
will
did
tell
that for
you.
herself.
Yeah, I will tell you. In book 2, she's a different person, and in book 3, she is fully becoming a young woman. So it's amazing for me to watch and to watch them grow. The characters, it's absolutely
Like watching
astounding.
your babies grow up.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's so sad.
It is, but
Now,
it's awesome too.
the brother it's got a weird spelling for Alice. I thought it was,
Alistair.
I'm not gonna lie, that is not how I was pronouncing it, but that's okay. But it makes sense once you say
Mm-hmm.
it. The
Yeah.
bond between the two of them really does kind of feel like it's more rooted in care instead of like being control, which that doesn't
Mm-hmm.
happen very often in Dragon series, I've noticed.
Yeah.
When you were approaching writing their relationship, were you thinking about making it different from what was already out there from that more traditional dragon
Hmm.
writing series?
Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna tell you. Last year I read 65 books. My goal was 50. I read 65 books. I really love fantasy. Um, I love romance. I love all of that. But what I kept reading was these men that take what they want, these women that just accept it and pine for it and yearn for it. And it essentially turns them on. And I'm going to be completely, this is a very big open thing about me, but I completely believe in, being open. I am demisexual. And what that means is I do not feel sexually attracted to somebody unless I have established an emotional bond with them. And so I thought this is so important for kids nowadays to understand, that you don't have to just get intimate with somebody really fast. So that's kind of how I created the characters. But then also, you've got the overprotective brother, you've got the overprotective, like, oh, touch her and I'm going to kill you stuff. And I didn't want that because I feel like it's extremely toxic in our society right now that women and young women and even young men are reading books like this because it's not reality, and it kind of teaches us to not put up boundaries or to allow our boundaries to be broken down. And these are boundaries that protect us. So I really wanted to write something, and I'll get off my soapbox.
No,
But
well,
I
it read
really,
that way. I mean, it
yeah,
felt sort of empowering. And I mean, I've read a couple of Dragon series novels, and you're
mm-hmm.
describing, no offense to anybody out there who has written one
Yeah,
of those,
they're
but
beautiful. I love them, but
it
yeah,
is nice to see something a little bit different.
mm-hmm.
And because we get our first ideas about love and relationships from what we consume from the media. So it is
Yeah,
really nice to see
yes,
something where the woman is more empowered from the get-go.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and him respecting her autonomy and him asking permission even before he touches her during, some of these scenes where he's, in the training ring with her, just the amount of consent,
We all
just
love a consent king.
so important for me. Yeah, I have a teen daughter, and it was really important for me. I've watched her go through bad relationships, and we've all been there. So
Yes.
it was really important for me.
Now, my favorite scenes, I mean, it's all great, but my favorite scenes are the dragon nursery scenes. Um, there's that whole idea of like this tender wonder, danger. You're
To
gonna,
kill me later. Yeah,
it's
but my
so many
dragons are not
different
like that.
things.
Yeah.
Did was when you were creating that, was that how you knew you were going to plan it out? Was like this was the core setting, was this was going to be
Yeah.
magical and wistful, but you're
Hmm.
going to die while you're there.
Yeah, because I mean, you have to understand, like, I own and ride horses, right? And my people ask me all the time because I have hinted at it. My dragons are based off my horses because
That makes
horses
sense.
are beautiful, and people see them as these majestic creatures even though they're total dorks, and they fall on themselves and they break bones, and they every single day of a horse's life a horse is trying to kill itself. I'm
That
going to
is,
tell you
as
right
someone who used to have horses, that is 1000%
now.
true.
So you see this beautiful creature, and you know that it can do things for you and take you places, and it just being one with that creature is just something that's absolutely amazing. And once you do have that connection with that animal, the horse, dragon, whatever, it's absolutely beautiful. Excuse me. And yeah, they're extremely dangerous. Like my
That's what
niece
but
literally
it
just
was
fell
just
off.
so
And
nice. Yeah, they're so nice and they're so wonderful. And oh my God, I could
sure,
die here.
sure.
And for some reason, those were my favorite scenes. I guess because I'm thinking like it's like being in a room full of puppies.
Yeah, I think the nursery scenes, I really, really wanted to make them fun. I wanted to really make the nursery scenes for the kids that are reading the books that can really relate to like just going to the pound and seeing a bunch of puppies and how ridiculous they are, and be careful because you could get bit or you could get pooped on or
That
something.
is exactly what I was imagining, was like being
Yeah,
in one of those rooms, being surrounded by
yeah,
puppies who bite.
yeah. Watch out. But a dragon hiccups, and well, it's like a baby. They don't have control. So yeah, they're fun. It was really fun to write.
Those were my favorite scenes. I mean, it was all good, but I guess I could just visually see that in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have to be careful because I have a question I want to ask about Lachlan,
Okay.
and
I may or may not answer
it's about the gift.
his gift.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to ask it, but I want to know. Um, okay, we'll just put it this way. We know that Lachlan has a very unique gift.
Yes. It's a very rare gift. They don't use it a lot in this type of lore or in movies or in
They
anything.
don't.
So,
It's so unique and it's so
yeah.
well done. When you were and this is going to drive people crazy because I'm not going to say what it is, which means that you have to read the book.
Yeah.
When you were planning Lachlan and planning this gift, did
Mm-hmm.
you know that by giving this gift to him, I don't know how to word this without
Just say
saying it.
it. Just say it.
Okay, so when you chose this gift for Lachlan, were
I'm sorry,
you,
my cat is crying in the background.
it's okay, you can probably hear my kid in the background.
Oh, I'm so sorry. She's locked in the pantry. Give me 1 second.
And this will be what gets onto Instagram right here.
I'm sorry, baby. Come out. Oh, you poor thing. I'm so
Oh
sorry.
my gosh.
I'm so sorry. Mommy's bad.
Bad
Mommy's a
mommy
bad
trying to kill
mom.
the cat.
Bad mommy. She got locked in there. She went in there herself. She knows that the door closes after me. It's her fault.
Yes,
Okay.
well, I'm not really a cat person, so they're kind of the rulers of the underworld, and I'm definitely allergic, and they all know.
Oh my God, that's me with dogs.
So
Anyway.
they all just like climb right in my face. Okay, Lachlan. wh- What interest what interested, this is the hardest question. I'm gonna have to just skip it. What interested you, words, about pairing this character with this gift in particular? Why him?
Well, he was going to be the main character.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Along with Seraphine. So, I mean, it's dual point of view. And I knew that I was going to do first person, present tense.
Which is brave.
And yeah, thank you. A lot of people don't like it. I was like, I don't know.
I like
And I
it,
was
but
just
it's
like,
hard
no,
to
I
write
have
that way.
to. Yeah, I'm like, I have to. I want them to speak for themselves. Like, it can't all be out loud. I need to make this atmospheric and like make them in their heads, because that is what teens, they're mostly in their heads. That's why they're so quiet.
So true.
Yeah. So, I had read a couple books, 2 books in my entire life that had this gift. One of them is actually in a movie that was a book, and it's so, even in the movie, I'll just tell you, I can say it was Harry Potter,
Okay.
because
Yes.
it's so subtle that most people miss what this gift is.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
most
I
people,
get that
you
exactly.
that scene, you
Yes.
don't people don't even hear him say it. People, it's so underrated. And I was
Agreed.
like, and then I read another book. I don't remember the name of it. I'm so sorry, everybody. Um,
The whole 12 people who are going to see this are going to be so upset.
right. Oh, so sad. um, it's okay. Eventually we'll get there. Um, yeah, that book was that someone had that gift, and it was very dangerous. And anybody that is in a realm and is royalty or is trying to rule the world does not want you to have this gift, because this gift is like the ultimate. And I will tell I'm going to tell you that their gifts are complementary with Seraph. And eventually that is going to become what's called a triad. Um, but I can't spoil too much.
Now, this is like the hardest interview yet because I don't want to give anything away because I think it's really worth the
Yeah.
read.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
it's hard.
you mentioned Harry Potter, and I noticed that
Mm-hmm.
in some of the reviews, people were talking about how it kind of compared to Harry
Mm-hmm.
Potter. And what's that book, the Chris Paulini? Am I making that?
Aragon?
Yes, they were a lot. They were
Mm-hmm.
comparing it to that as well. How
Mm-hmm.
are you balancing honoring that fantasy tradition
I've
while
never
carving it out and making it your own?
I haven't read Aragon, so I don't
Well,
know.
then never mind.
Yeah, I don't I think I watched the movie once. I
Oh, is there a
honestly don't
movie?
I think so. I maybe it was a series. I don't know. I haven't It's been a very long time. I honestly I don't really know much about the movie or what it's about, but I've heard it's really good and people love it. And I heard that they're doing a reboot. So, hey, I'm all for it. Um, yeah, and I guess I've been compared to Rebecca Yarrow's Fourth Wing
The Fourth
as
Wing. Yep.
well. But I think that's more of the Dragon Rider thing. I think they're getting like, because there's no, the way those dragons are so different from the way that I wrote these dragons, and those characters are so different from the way
I
that I
think
wrote
people
them.
just think dragon, lump them all into one category.
Yeah.
But this one has something that a lot of the other ones don't.
Mm-hmm.
It has that, and I'm guessing it's probably with both books. So I haven't read the second one yet, so I don't want to assume that this is the case. But you do sort of balance that restraint with the slow burn tension really
Mm-hmm.
well, especially when it comes to emotions. When you were, which I think is what kind of sets it apart from some of these other
Mm-hmm.
books that are out there, were you intentional about that, or when you,
100%.
okay,
Yeah. Yeah. I, so my mind was constantly going to, like I said, like, I don't want this to be Disney Channel, but at the same time, I wanted to have the humor of How to Train Your Dragon, but I wanted the dragons to also have their own, you know, agency. Because that is annoying too when you're reading this book and the dragon is like being told what to do. And I don't know. I mean, you've ridden horses before. You try to tell a horse what to do,
they don't listen.
and they don't listen.
They do what they want to
Um,
do.
yeah, they do what they want to do. And so it was really important. You know, a lot of the books that I read was about, yes, bonding, but like, and yes, kind of the dragon chose, but just not really in a consensual way. Like they didn't really have much of a choice.
Right.
So yeah, it was important for me to include that. And I totally forgot what you just asked. And I know that I was getting there, but I
It's
squirreled.
okay. I was asking about the balance of the slow burn
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
I think is missing in other books and asking, was that
Mm-hmm.
intentional? And you said yes.
Yeah. Because again, like just going to kids and consent nowadays and boundaries and just understanding that. And I really think that for me, like it was really important for Lachlan to really shine there and really bring that side out.
Like I said, we love a consent king.
Yeah.
So then I've got two questions left.
Yeah.
Because I know we're going to be running out of time soon. You you do have this very dark kind of thread that
Mm-hmm.
goes through this, I'm guessing the whole series.
I was wondering when you were going to ask about this.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid it, but there's no way I can. Uh,
Yeah.
when you write, and this is going to be, do you write with a sense of safety first and then let the dark side creep in, or is it the other way around? Yeah, that's a tough one.
Hmm. I kind of hinted at this earlier.
I already kind of have a feeling I know what you're going to say, but
Books will get darker
yeah.
as they go. Um, but, you know, the light's always going to win.
You just gave away the whole ending.
Nah, it gets really messy first.
I like the mess. The mess is my favorite. Um, so when someone reads the first book, besides please pick up book 2 and read it.
Mhm.
What are you hoping that they take away from Seraphine's story besides just
Mhm.
the magic, besides the dragons? What are you hoping they take away?
I hope that readers take away that everybody blossoms in their own season, and that season is not always the same as your friends, and it's not always in your childhood. Sometimes it's later. It doesn't really matter, but that you are important. You have agency for yourself. You have a right to speak for yourself, and you have a right to have people around you that consent, and ask consent and listen to consent. And
We love
I
you
really
here.
hope that what's that?
We love you here.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I've never read any other book that was about consent. So I'm like, this is for the kids. They need it. This generation, they need it.
I wish a lot of other people thought about that when they were. I mean, we're kind of the generation of like throwing a book against the wall and lust and passion, and though
Yeah.
that's realistic,
Hmm.
consent kings. We need to see
Yeah.
more
I
of that.
mean, yeah, like I said, it's just doesn't do anything for me personally. I mean, I do like reading those books. They're really fun, but after a while I do get like, okay. And I'll roll my eyes too. That's the bad one. It's like be like, here we go again. you know?
It's gotten to the point where I almost just skip a lot of that because it's
Yeah.
a lot of it
Yeah.
sounds the same.
Yeah, it does. And actually, this was really funny. This is going to sound really bad and really sexist, but I was reading a book and it got to the sex scene, and I was like, "What is going on here? Like something is not jiving. Like what the heck?" And I didn't even pay attention to who the author was. Like
It
didn't pay
had to have
attention
been
to
a
their
man who
name.
wrote it, correct?
And I didn't say it. You did. Because I was like, how is she getting pleasure out of this? And his name was like mine, like it was, initials and then a last name. And I was just like, so I had to go do some research. And I was like, case in point, that makes
Was
so
it an
much.
indie author?
No,
Okay. I was about to just call somebody out. I didn't care.
no, no, it wasn't an indie author. It was a traditional trad author with a trad publisher, and I couldn't even tell you the name of it. I finished the book. I don't believe in DNFing books. Because you never know. They may turn around and the last 20 pages might be like, oh my God, I finally
And
get
that's
it
what
over.
brings it all home.
Yeah,
I am a believer.
I may throw the book across the room several times before I finish it. I'm a
I've
book
done that.
thrower.
Done.
Yeah.
Now, what is the hardest part? This is what you get to leave. Yes, let's do that. I don't have any books around me. I mean, I do all these, but you
Oh,
got
this
don't
one.
throw your own book.
Yeah, this one. I don't like here. Let me get a matte cover.
I also like that you don't have a giant sword on it.
Thank you. I like the matte better.
Yes, I like
I
that.
think
It
I'm gonna
shows
go
up
back to
better.
the matte. This was a second print, and I don't know.
What is the one thing that you're going to leave behind for other indie authors? One tip.
Write what you want to write. Don't think about what's trending. Don't care. Don't care if your book gets popular. Write to write and write to get a story out. That's all you can do.
If you're writing for money, then it's not worth it. You have to, I'm a firm believer that we write because the story has to live.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it will always find its audience.
Yeah.
It
I
may
think so.
take 7 years, but
Well, I got 7 books.
see, there's plenty of
But
time to catch up.
I'm not releasing one a year. I'm like releasing 4 or 5.
Oh, crap.
I write fast.